everybody, I'm the Captain here and fall in for some Star Wars Knights of the Republic 2, the Sith Lords. I just realized as I was editing through the videos, I realized that I actually missed an important dialogue with the Ichani handmaidens, and that was dialogue with about them commenting that Anne has Ichani training. So we'll cut to that for a moment.
Why have you approached me?
I'm searching for my friends.
You will find them in the main irrigation channel room, in the northern part of the plateau interior. The particle emitters there that once governed the flow of water to Telos can double as force cages.
So they are prisoners.
They were caged for their safety, until we could determine your intent, exile. Atris cautioned us against your tactics, fearing that your allies would create a distraction. Your companions gave us little trouble, however. The male could have presented some challenge if he had resisted, but he chose not to.
Who, Atten?
He has had some Ichani training. He masks it well, but when you are in danger, his mask dropped into a stance we know well.
How we have gotten that training?
I do not know. The Ichani forms are known to be taught to military special forces throughout the galaxy. If the source is a mystery to you, perhaps you should ask him. It would be wise to know those you travel with.
The Ebon Hawk, where is it?
Your ship is stored in the hangar. Atris has given you permission to leave this place, and permission to return if you remain in her service.
Never mind, I'll be going now.
Okay, so for what we gathered from the conversation, Atten has had some Ichani training. I've made a separate save file where we've already talked to them about it, so we're gonna be, so when we talk to Atten, we'll have that option. So right now what we do is we'll unpause, and what we're gonna do first is we're gonna equip HK with the control cluster that we got from the HK50s that ambushed us. So initialize the control cluster. Success, step away. Alright, so we updated the journal, we'll visit that quickly. So the mission currently for us is to go out to the galaxy and find the lost Jedi. And you find Master Vrook, who's on Dantooine. I won't say Tatooine. Master Vash on Korriban, Zeskyle on Ashadar, and Kaban on the run. So we gotta go to those places. Oh, I see. Okay. Right. So as I mentioned, we will be heading to Telos. I imagine why you'll be seeing these PlayStation buttons, because I just realized that I have my controllers still plugged in. So, but anyways, we'll try. Right, so I had some small problems. So as I mentioned, if you see the PlayStation buttons earlier, like this one right here, so it's because I had my controller plugged in at the time. So, and with my controller plugged in, when I fast travel, I actually ended up spinning upwards. So I think that's the controller's fault, or maybe just an error to the controller. So we head back to Telos. The reason why we're headed back to Telos is because we got one more bounty to turn in. With Lieutenant Gren. So we'll bring Beodo with us, and we'll bring T3 with us. No particular reason, I just want to bring those two, especially since I think we need to upgrade T3. So also, I must remember that there are cuts. Thanks. I have to remember that there are cutscenes with every time I travel to a new planet. So if it sounds like I got cut off, that's because my software is not recording while the movies are going on. So most of the time, actually, when the software cut, I have to when I edit it, I have to put the parts together myself. So So every time it goes to the cutscene, you don't hear me. It's because my program doesn't record it. We'll get to you soon, T3. Right, so Gren is here, so we'll just talk to him.
So you've returned.
That's it? Aren't you gonna put me under arrest?
While I was disturbed that you chose to defy our orders and obtain transport off Citadel Station, the matter has since been closed. It was the decision of Republic authorities that your testimony would no longer be necessary, and thus you'd be allowed to go. But as we discovered, you had already left. In some ways, it was lucky for us, avoiding a possibly embarrassing situation.
Why would the Republic change their minds like that?
Why does the Republic do anything? The head doesn't know what the feet are doing. The hands don't even know they've got fingers, let alone where they are. My opinion, they probably performed their independent investigation and figured it wasn't your fault. Anyways, you should just be glad I decided to overlook the fact you escaped arrest.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah. And if there's nothing else, I've got a job to do.
I'd like to talk to you about the bounties.
What is it?
I have some information about the escaped criminals.
What have you discovered?
The criminals made a deal with John also to be smuggled to the restoration zones.
Damn that woman. Do you have any proof?
Okay, so we didn't encounter them on Telos. We were supposed to, but they didn't turn up. But let's just pretend that we did. So just for the sake of closing this side quest.
I killed them.
I see. And where and when did you kill them?
I followed them to the restoration zones when they were on duty as regular security and killed them.
I see. Well, you certainly earned the bounty on those two dangerous criminals. Here it is. I think you'll find the amount more than adequate. The TSF once again thanks you for your cooperation.
200 credits for those two? That's not a bounty. Anyways, we've closed the matter on these two, so we are absolutely done with Telos right now. So what we can do now is we'll level up T3, and these are interesting. I've never actually seen these before. So attributes, Constitution. What do you recommend? More dexterity. Yeah, that makes sense. So more dexterity so that he can hit harder. Put points into all of those. Accept. Once more. Some skills. Some honking going on outside my window. Sorry about that. Let's see. He's only got two-handed fighting. Two-handed wiping. The things I say. Anyways, it's probably we're gonna put him into toughness, because it seems like my party members keep dying, so we want to get toughness as high as possible. It may be a bit hard on my healing, but at least they'll be more than capable to hold their own. So we'll okay this. Accept. Okay, level up once more. We get more skills. Actually, what I wanted was feats. We don't get any more feats. Right. So, close this, and we'll carry on. I'll be right back as we get back to the ship. Right, there's no new cutscenes. There's one cutscene that we should be anticipating, which is a cutscene with Vices Kumar boarding our ship. But I think we have to get to another planet first. But we're going to be dedicating this episode entirely to talking to our teammates, so look forward to the next part if you like to get back to the story. But it's just as just to know that it's just as important to be listening and to be talking with our party members. So I want to give you guys at least my full experience of what the game has to offer. So we'll start with Builder.
Hey, General, are you alright?
What are you talking about?
You look like you've been standing too close to one of my shield generators.
When one is in touch with the Force, it can manifest itself physically.
Was there something you wanted me for?
Why'd you pick up that remote anyway?
That old thing? I built it when I was a kid. Been following me around for years now, despite what I've done to try and chase him off. Hey, just kidding. I'm happy to have you around.
What does he do other than follow you around?
He helps me out with repairs. I outfitted him with a cutting laser and some other tools for delicate modifications. He's also good for singeing the pants of annoying techs. I've been thinking about doing some other work on him, but I barely have time. Too busy fixing up the ship. Something else I can help you with?
What's your opinion about the Telos situation?
If the Republic would just rein Zerka in, there'd be no problem. But as long as Zerka is allowed to undermine the Ithorians' efforts, Telos will remain dead. I can't take seeing my work being used by those bloodsuckers. But there's nothing I can do about it, so let's talk about something else. Something else I can help you with?
How'd you lose your arm anyway?
I got tired of it. Kept dropping my hydro spanner. Figured I'd get a new one.
Yeah, I bet that was fun.
I was only kidding. Actually, it was a souvenir from Malachor. I was lucky it was all I lost. But at least it gave me something to do, right? Everyone always said I was probably half machine anyway. Something else I can help you with?
What are you doing?
Just working on the ship. I'm not sure who got her up and running, but I'm amazed she's even space-worthy. Whoever made these repairs doesn't think like most mechanics. But don't worry, I'll get everything in shape.
Huh? We'll talk to him again?
General, need something?
Really, you don't have to call me General.
Sorry, guess I can't get my head out of the past.
I was just wondering what you've been doing since the war ended.
I moved around for a couple years. Working as a starship mechanic got me from place to place. I wasn't ready to settle down after the war.
During my exile, I did the same thing.
Then you understand my restlessness. Though the war had ended, I couldn't find peace in anything. As long as I kept moving, I didn't have to think about what happened. Know what I mean?
Only too well.
I'm sure you do. I decided I'd do something constructive. I wanted to make up for the things I'd done in the war. I wanted to design planetary shields, but there weren't many systems with the credits to spare. There was more that needed to be rebuilt than protected. I found out that Telos was going to be the flagship project for the Republic, and it sounded like something good. I saw Telos before the Sith raised it. It deserved a better fate. But Zerka ruined everything. I thought I could force Zerka out on my own, but I guess I can't fix everything myself.
I think taking on Zerka single-handedly might be a little out of your league.
All I wanted to do was send a message, but I couldn't even do that right. That's the past, though. It's good to be working with you again, General. Something else I can help you with?
I think I missed the influence shot right there, but with Beldor, influence only matters. It's easy to get influence with him when you're light-sided. So, and getting a lot of influence with him means that you can actually turn him into a Jedi. So,
Never mind.
I don't think there's anything else, but I'll just check.
I didn't want to talk about the war, but can I ask you something?
Oh, there's more. Okay.
What is it?
Why did you decide to fight?
The Mandalorians had to be stopped.
I felt the same way. I remembered when word of the Mandalorian attacks arrived on Iridonia. My people had colonies across the Outer Rim. Many of them were among the first systems to fall.
Picking my choice here.
As good a reason as any for joining.
I did not join because I wanted to protect, though. I hated them. I wanted to destroy them. To give them the mercy they gave the people they conquered. I remember the thrill I felt when we fought them in battle. Victories were rare, but we celebrated every Mandalorian's death. Do you know how it felt?
I don't know if it's an influence shot, but let's try.
Yes, I felt it too. The rush of life as the Mandalorians were cut down.
It's always on my mind now. That loss of control blinded me, turned me into a weapon. I just needed to get that off my chest. Was there something you wanted me for?
Never mind.
Oh, that was nothing, so... Again, there's not much with Bildor, so we'll just talk to him one more time.
Yes, General?
Okay, he's got nothing else for us, so we'll just move on. Wonder where's T3? Ah, there we go. T3. Oh yeah, right. That's right. I remember. When you talk to, if you're light-sided,
It might not be going up.
we'll talk to T3 later because, for now, when you talk to Kreia, there is for light-siders you have to take a dark side hit if you want to get some influence with her. So, so what would be best is you take the dark side hit first, and then you go to T3, and later you get a light side hit with him along with his own influence. So, Kreia?
You have grown strong in the Force. I can feel its touch upon you. Do not let the higher mysteries blind you to others. Turning away from that which tempts you or causes you fear is not strength. Facing it is. I have seen you display many acts of mercy, charity in our journey. Why?
It is instinct. This is right for me, so.
It is instinct in me to do what is right.
Even if it weakens those you help, even if it robs them of the strength needed to grow, you have been chased, hounded since our first meeting, and it has only made you stronger, more capable.
If you're trying to guilt me out of helping people, you won't succeed.
Ah, then you have learnt nothing. From such small things, from such critical points, the universe and its masses may be moved. That is why you must be careful in all that you do, and in every choice you make. Aiding them gives you strength by taking on their challenges, but weakens them. If that is your choice, then use their dependency, feed upon it, until you have exhausted them. Then leave them. And I would view the ones you travel with much the same way.
Again, these are all light side choices. This is the dark side choice, but this is the one that gains influence with Kreia, which is what we want, so we can afford taking the dark side hit, so.
Then I shall view you as disposable then.
Ah, now you are learning. Do you know why those we meet display such weakness? As I said, their lives are static, untested. It is only through interaction, through decision and choice, through confrontation, physical or mental, that the Force can grow within you. You have seen it. You have felt it within you as you have traveled with me. The growing anger, the rage, and the power it brings. Yet the power does not build without such struggle. Through small cruelties, greater ones are born.
I had other questions.
Ask, and I will answer.
What's wrong with your eyes?
There is nothing wrong with my sight, if that is your question. I see all that I need, though the seeing of things flesh and blood has failed me some time ago. They were distractions only.
There might be a way to heal your sight.
There is nothing wrong with my eyes. They simply have atrophied from use. They are adequate to distinguish shapes, silhouettes. If need be, I could heal them, restore my sight, but sight can prove a distraction. When one relies on sight to perceive the world, it is like trying to stare at the galaxy through a crack in the door. But that is a lesson for another time. You must learn to see crude matter for what it is, before the veil is lifted.
I had other questions.
Ask, and I will answer.
Kreia, what are you? A Jedi? Okay.
Kreia, what are you? Are you a Jedi? A Sith?
Does it matter? Of course it does. Such titles allow you to break the galaxy into light and dark, categorize it. Perhaps I am neither, and I hold both as what they are, pieces of a whole. Know that I am your teacher, and that is enough.
There's a wisdom choice here. To ally myself with... Okay. I want some answers. Blah, blah, blah. We'll take the wisdom choice here.
To ally myself with someone without knowing their allegiance is unwise.
What do you wish to hear? That I once believed in the code of the Jedi? That I felt the call of the Sith? That perhaps once I held the galaxy by its throat? That for every good work that I did, I brought equal harm upon the galaxy? That perhaps what the greatest of the Sith Lords knew of evil they learned from me? What would it matter now? There is only so much comfort in knowing such things, and it is not who I am now.
I still wish to hear the story.
There are dark places in the galaxy where few tread, ancient centers of learning, of knowledge, but I did not walk alone. To be united by hatred is a fragile alliance at best. But my will was not law. There were disagreements, ambition, and hunger for power. There are techniques within the Force against which there is no defense. I was cast down, stripped of my power, exiled. I suffered indignities and fell into darkness. Learn from me, my mistakes, and use that knowledge to become greater than I. That is all I ask of you, and that is all I desire. In you all my hopes rest for the future, for the Force.
Any more than that, Kreia?
If it means so much to you, then this I swear to you upon my life, upon our lives, that when your training is complete, I will answer everything. There shall be no more shadows between us, only truth that exists between master and apprentice.
I had other questions.
Ask, and I will answer.
Did you know Idris at all?
Atris herself is not as familiar to me as perhaps she should be, yet I feel I know her, yes.
Oh, that was a influence check, so we got enough influence to actually go through with this line of talk.
What do you mean?
Because Atris's path is one I walked long ago, and it is a chapter of my life that has been read and closed. She has taken the first steps, I think. We shall see. Surely you felt the righteous anger, the spoken judgments, the lack of forgiveness.
You walked that path?
I was a historian once, gathering the relics of the Jedi, learning the ancient mysteries. Always there were more questions. One quickly learns that the Jedi Code does not give all the answers. If you are to truly understand, then you will need the contrast, not adherence to a single idea. That is why Atris and the others blamed me, sentenced me. They believed me responsible for Revan's fall.
You trained Revan?
You have already asked much. I do not wish to speak of this any longer.
I had other questions.
Ask, and I will answer.
There's a lot to go through, so...
Did you know Revan?
I misspoke before, and I do not wish to choose my words unwisely again. Leave this be.
Okay, so we're gonna need more influence with her in order to go with this line of thought. So that's what the influence does. If you don't have enough influence, they will not feel compelled to open up to you. So in SWTOR, this is basically the affection. So if you get enough affection, they will want to talk to you in a cantina or on the ship, depending on the type of story. So this is in a way the precursor to the affection system and learning of your companion's storyline. So
I had other questions.
Ask, and I will answer.
Alright, so we can't do this. Ask about these two.
If the council cast you out, how come Idris and none of the Jedi Masters mention you?
Ignorance. And perhaps they do not remember or care. It is of no consequence to me or to them.
Awareness check.
You're lying.
Am I? Then perhaps you should know. There are techniques in the Force where one can cloud the memory of others, make their presence so small as to be unnoticed. And on the worlds where we have encountered these Jedi, there is much life and death where sensing such things is difficult. As I said, it is of no consequence to me or to them.
Did you use that technique on me?
No, but if I did, you would never know, so my words only carry as much worth as you believe them to. But perhaps you will understand this, that perhaps it is important to me that you see me and my actions uncloaked. It is important that your judgments, whether be good or bad, stem from seeing me as I truly am.
I accept that, and I trust you, Claire.
I did not ask you to trust me, only that you listen to what I have to tell you. But thank you.
I had other questions.
Ask, and I will answer.
I think that was a plus in her influence, I think so. But we won't try the Revan line again. We'll try when we get more. So.
Do you know anything about the Sith who pursue us?
Nothing more than we already know, and anything else I know would be useless. There is danger in such knowledge, even if I was certain of the ones who hunt you.
Alright, so there's nothing.
Never mind, I'll be going now.
So that's the dark side points that we gain from viewing her as disposable, but we needed it in order to gain influence with Kreia. And that's really what you want. I mean, despite despite the alignment that you chose for your character, light and dark side are rather arbitrary. The only thing that stands for them is the difference in party members, which you'll see once we hit Nar Shaddaa. So, and those of you who played this game, you know what I'm talking about. So we'll just quickly talk to T3 and 4.
How's the other hall?
Yep.
T3, I really appreciate your help. I had other questions for you.
Alright. So, again, this choice allows you to use T3 as a portable workbench. A programming spike, you can ask him to give you a programming spike if you need one. The list of Jedi Masters will get a cutscene again with all the Jedi Masters. Again, as I mentioned, computer and repair, I do not have. I need to upgrade my own points in order to complete this, but since they're very low and it's a bit expensive to upgrade them currently, I'll just wait until I am. I'll just wait until later, until I have enough points to. Well, until I can actually invest in this. So maybe down the line, after I've gotten all the important battle techniques, I'll actually be getting the class skills for these two if I need to. So
Never mind, I'll be going now.
yep, we get light side points back and we get influence back to T3. With T3, his influence choice allows you to not just it helps with repairing him and making him much more stronger. So that's where the hit is. There's more to it, but I'm purposely not saying it for reasons. So, feats. Okay, so that's almost everybody except for Adam. So we'll talk to Adam about his Ichani training now. So then after that, we'll see where we go from here.
I don't know what it is, but you look different. It's hard to explain, but it's good to see.
It's hard to explain, but even with everything that's happening, I feel at peace.
It shows. It's kind of inspiring, to be honest. Anyway, just wanted to mention it. I think the others have noticed it too.
I had some questions for you.
Alright, what did you want to know?
Care to explain where you got your Ichani training?
Huh? What are you talking about?
When we entered the Telos Academy, you dropped into an Ichani combat stance.
Oh, that. Don't tell anyone, but you wouldn't believe how many fights you can prevent by just pretending to know that stuff. I mean, it doesn't compare to wearing a lightsaber, but then again, that doesn't seem to help you much.
I think the Force Persuade and the Persuade choices are minus influence with him, so we'll try this.
I was just asking, no harm meant. I just thought he could be an asset.
Well, hey, thanks. But you've got the wrong guy. I'm good at shooting people, cracking wise, and pretending to know how to fight with my hands.
I had some questions for you.
Alright, what did you want to know?
There's nothing else. So.
Nothing, never mind.
Right, so we gain influence with Atten rather than lose influence. If we hit the persuade or the force persuade, we will actually, lose influence with him, which we don't want. So, okay, so we'll pause this right here because I think we've overblown time. If we haven't, then we'll just keep the all of this dialogue session with our party members all into one part, so that it'll just be kind of easier that way. So. But thank you guys again for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy that. If you did, please like this video and share with your friends if they like all this Star Wars goodness and all the Old Republic stuff. At the same time, also do join the army and subscribe to me. And follow me on Twitter, I'm the Captain. We can keep up to date with the stuff that I do on this channel, as well as the stuff that I do with my friends over at Crossbone Vanguards, where we do Kappa Vanguard related stuff. So if you're into that, do check us out over there. We are gonna move on to the rest of it, so do check back at this time. Do check back at this time appearing on the screen every day, so that you can get more Star Wars goodness. And do let your friends as well. Do let your friends know as well. Do let your friends know as well. But anyways, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Dismissed.